Do you ever wonder why men in our society seem to have lost their roar? A question that echoes through the hallways of contemporary culture, reverberating in the minds of those who dare to ask. The answer lies not in the men themselves, but in the invisible chains that bind them, a system we've come to know as the Matrix. This Matrix, a creation of larger forces, holds individuals captive to their desires and impulses. It's a web spun by the threads of influence, cast far and wide by the media, popular Netflix shows, and the idolization of certain individuals. Each thread, seemingly innocuous on its own, contributes to a larger narrative that weaves a tale of weakness, undermining the inherent strength of men. Consider the media, a powerful tool that shapes perceptions and molds behavior. It presents a version of manhood that is often steeped in weakness, glorifying the complacent, the conformist, and the consumerist. Men, swayed by these portrayals, may find themselves drifting away from their innate strength, their roar silenced by the cacophony of external influences. And then we have the realm of Netflix shows, a digital coliseum where ideologies clash and narratives compete for dominance. Here the lion is often portrayed not as a symbol of strength, but as a caricature of weakness, its roar replaced with a whimper. This subtle narrative shift over time seeps into the collective consciousness, reshaping the way men perceive their own strength. The idolization of certain individuals plays a similar role, creating false idols that men are encouraged to emulate. These idols, often flawed and lacking in true strength, are presented as the epitome of success, their weaknesses glossed over in the glare of their fame. Men, in their pursuit of this elusive success, may unknowingly surrender their own strength, trading their roar for a borrowed whisper. The lion in our story surrendered its strength, but it doesn't have to be this way. The Matrix is a formidable adversary, but its power lies in our acquiescence. We have the choice to break free, to reclaim our strength, and to let our roar echo once more. After all, the strength of a lion lies not in its surrender, but in its defiance. Strength, an intrinsic virtue of men, seems to be fading. Why? One might wonder. In a world that often seems to be spinning out of control, the importance of strength, both inner and physical, cannot be overstated. It forms the backbone of our professional, financial, and romantic lives, giving us the grit to withstand the storms that inevitably come our way. Yet too often, we see men willingly relinquishing this virtue. They indulge in behaviors that chip away at their strength little by little. Excessive complaints, a common trait, reflect a lack of mental fortitude, a willingness to dwell on problems rather than seeking solutions. The reckless spending on drugs and pornography, far from being harmless vices, are chains that bind and weaken, and those unnecessary apologies, they are signs of a man who has lost his conviction, his belief in himself. Strength is not a trait to be discarded lightly. It is a virtue to be pursued, not abandoned. A high-value man does not diminish his peers. Let that sink in. It's simple, yet powerful. We live in a world where mockery and belittlement are often used as tools to assert dominance, but a man of true worth recognizes the folly in such behavior. He understands that the strength of his character is not measured by the weakness he can expose in others, but by the fortitude he displays in the face of adversity. Imagine a lion, majestic and powerful, roaming the savannah. Does it waste its energy belittling the gazelle, or does it focus on its own hunt? Taking responsibility like the lion on the hunt requires focus, courage, and pride. It's about owning your actions, your decisions, and your life. It's about standing tall, even when the weight of the world is upon your shoulders. Remember, we are not defined by the mistakes we make, but by how we rise after falling. Embrace responsibilities, don't run from them. Finding diamonds requires digging through dirt. As we journey through the adventures of life, we're bound to stumble. Failure, my good men, is an inevitable part of growth. It's a bitter pill to swallow, yet it's the potent medicine for maturation. Consider the stories of great men who've walked before us. Take Thomas Edison, for instance, who failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, or Winston Churchill, who faced numerous political defeats only to become one of the most respected leaders in history. These men didn't let failure define them, but rather, they used it as a stepping stone to their success. Fear of failure, gentlemen, is a phantom that haunts the weak. It's a ghost that fades when confronted with the light of courage. Persist in the face of adversity, brush off the dust of failure, and rise again, stronger and wiser. Remember, comfort at the expense of growth is a trap. Dare to step out of your comfort zone, for it's there where true growth lies. Not all laws deserve obedience. Contemplate these words for a moment. In our world, laws are not always framed with fairness or justice in mind. Some, in fact, are designed to perpetuate control, to mold individuals into compliant, unquestioning entities. As men, it's crucial to discern, to question, and above all, to judge. Examine the laws, the norms, the conventions that are presented before you. Is it a rule that serves you, or does it serve someone else's agenda? Does it align with your purpose, your mission, your values? If it doesn't, have the courage to say no. Reject intimidation. Refuse to submit to laws that do not serve your higher purpose. The world may attempt to mold you into a form that suits its narrative, but remember, you are not clay. You are a man with a mind, a heart, and a will of your own. Obey only what aligns with your purpose and mission. Your posture, movements, and non-verbal communications say more than words ever can. In this world where words are often overused and undermeant, your body language can be a beacon of sincerity and strength. The way you carry yourself, the way you move, the way you interact, all these subtle cues tell a story about you. They can signal confidence, competence, and character. They can make you a magnet for opportunities, respect, and admiration. Consider the case of a young entrepreneur who, despite his lack of experience, won over investors with his assertiveness, exemplified by his firm handshake and direct eye contact. Or take the example of a fledgling actor who landed a leading role through his captivating stage presence, even before uttering a single line. Use your young years wisely. Cultivate a commanding body language. Make your non-verbal cues a language of strength. For when you plant these seeds in your youth, they grow into towering trees of success and respect. Plant seeds in your youth for growth in the future. Laziness is a luxury we cannot afford. In a world that never stops spinning, to pause is to fall behind. Laziness, a sly thief, robs us of our most precious resource, time. It is a trap that lures us into a false sense of comfort, whispering sweet nothings of rest and leisure. But beware, for every moment surrendered to idleness is a missed opportunity, a forfeited chance to grow, to learn, to become stronger. It is essential to meticulously plan our time, to allocate each minute with purpose. Let every tick of the clock echo with the rhythm of progress, each tock a testament to our perseverance. And when distractions seek to lure us off our path, we must resist. For in the battle against laziness, distraction is our greatest adversary, a siren's call leading us astray. Seek strength in every opportunity, for in strength we find our fortitude against the relentless tides of laziness. Remember, God is the greatest source of strength.